So I've read all the books multiple times, I've watched all the films multiple times, I even did a video where I watched every single Harry Potter film in 24 hours, and I've played all the previous Harry Potter games, so you best believe your boy is going for that platinum. I'm sure there'll be plenty of exploring Hogwarts and its grounds, plenty of fighting goblins and wolves and whatever else.
Any special word you want me to pass on to your mum?
And of course, plenty of flying. You gotta have flying in Hogwarts. If you don't have flying in Hogwarts, then you've got a problem. I'm excited to jump into the world of Hogwarts, so let's do it. So there are 45 trophies that are standing between me and the platinum. That's 28 bronze, 15 silver, and 2 golds. And while the estimated trophy difficulty is only a 3 out of 10, the approximate amount of time to platinum is 60 to 80 hours, and you'll find out why that is in a second. Step 1 for this platinum is to just finish the story, enjoy it, do as much as I can, get as many collectibles as I can come across, do as many side missions as I feel like doing, as that'll take less time away from other steps as well. Once I've explored Hogwarts as much as I want to and finished that main storyline, step 2 is to unlock any remaining spells / assignments that I might have missed out on, and of course to finish off all side missions as well. Then step 3, and this is the big one, guys, so sit down, prepare yourself, is to get all collectibles, and you think, okay, you get collectibles in every other game, that's completely fine. Guys. There are so many collectibles in this game. So first off, you need to get 603 collections, and here's just like a mini list of all the things that add up to the 603. Then you need to get 83 Floo Flames, 95 Merlin Trials, 32 balloon sets, 33 demiguise statues, only 2 battle arenas, 5 calm dungeons, 12 beasts to breed, 8 plants to grow, 6 potions to brew, 150 field guide pages to collect, 15 astronomy tables, 20 landing platforms, 20 ancient magic hotspots, 18 infamous foes, 24 different challenges, and 16 house tokens to collect. After we've done all that, step 4 is to just reach the map chamber with each individual house, but we'll worry about that all in the future. For now, let's just enjoy the game. So after being accepted into Hogwarts, of course, we had to make our character. I just kind of speed ran this, looked at all these goofy haircuts, made the most generic white wizard ever, and then came up with some J.K. Rowling naming goofy name. After Rutus set out on his travels, this guy got gobbled up by a dragon. That's kind of unlucky for him, I guess. And then we set out on our adventure. We did have about 40 minutes of learning the way of how to be a wizard, doing some spells, exploring a bit of Scotland or whatever it was, riding into Gringotts, bloody Gringotts, and then learning some of the combat, which was actually kind of fun. And then we were at Hogwarts, where we all wanted to be. And then came the important part, guys. We entered the Great Hall, and it was time to decide which house we were going to be in. And guys, when I tell you I regretted picking this house pretty much 15 minutes after doing it. Yeah, I picked Gryffindor. I don't know why. 15 minutes after it, I was like, why didn't I just pick Slytherin? Why didn't I pick Slytherin? I don't know why, I'm sorry. But despite that, we did get our first trophy, which was the Sort Who Makes an Entrance for picking a house. Then it was our first day at Hogwarts, so we just travelled around, explored a bit of the castle. We had the common room, which was actually kind of... I do like the Gryffindor common room, I'll admit that. It's like got a homely feel to it. Spoke to some of the students. Some of them were clearly zonked out the first day on the job. And then you know those 1,126 collectibles we need to get? Well, guys, we got our first one. Then it was time to go to our first class. It was Charms class time, so we made our way over to there and played some little mini game where you had to zap some balls around, and I mean, yeah, that's basically the world of Harry Potter. You best believe Rutus won.
Rutus wins.
And then for doing all that, we got the trophy First Class Student for completing our first class at Hogwarts. My boy Rutus was kind of feeling himself a bit now, so it's time to travel outside of Hogwarts, look at the grounds a bit, and guys, this world is amazing. I love it. And then after that, I was like, oh, okay, the grounds and the castle, that's kind of cool. Oh, no, wait, there's more. We're going to Hogsmeade, where you're able to pick up some potions, some plants, and make your wand, just a bit of everything. Got a couple of collectibles, I was going to have to keep on top of that. And then this rotten old troll burst into Hogsmeade, and we had to take that down. But, you know, I'm fine with the troll making its way in there, because we got the trophy. Troll with the punches for taking it down. After that, it was time to brush up on our spells, so we just started zapping some students and beating them up. After giving Sebastian a beating, I just made my way around some more of the classes. We had herbology, we had potions.
Oh dear.
We had our first flying lesson, which I was very happy about, meaning I was able to fly around Hogwarts as much as I wanted to now, which you know you're all going to do for about 4 hours straight. Did a little bit more exploring, and then it was time to get on with the main story. So you have to complete these trials and make out you like the ultimate wizard who can see all the ancient magic. I'll be honest, the story was not the best part about this game. It was good, but I was a little bit invested, but it wasn't the main reason I was captured by the game. But during doing these trials, we got a trophy, a keen sense of spell for using ancient magic for the first time. Fought our way through more of the trial, which was a lot of fun to be honest. And then once that was done, I did what any reasonable person would do. Explored Hogwarts some more. Tried out some of the Merlin trials. I knew I was going to have to do 96 of these anyway, so I might as well get a start on those as well. Ran into our old boy Nearly Headless Nick. Hasn't aged a day. Unlocked the Room of Requirement, which is a great addition to the game as well. I think with this game, they just kept adding more and more things as it went on. I was like, oh, okay, so we've reached the maximum amount of content with it. Oh, no, you've added on the Room of Requirement. Oh, okay. During all this time, I was just getting any collectibles I could find as well, so I was running through the Forbidden Forest, beating up some poachers during that. And then after I'd had my fill of exploring, after I was like, you know what, I've explored for like 4 or 5 hours, let's get on with the story, I should probably do that. So I got the trophy, the Gryffindor in the Graveyard. This is the trophy I'm going to have to get 4 different times with each individual house. And then pretty much straight after that, I got a talent for spending 5 individual talent points.
Talent for spending.
And then what did I end up doing? Exploring. We explored some more in caves this time.
So,
and they just kept adding classes and different classes on the game as well. We had Beasts class. My boy rolled on up, ready to tame some beasts. And yeah, the Room of Requirement. Now they have like a whole thing where you can just tame beasts and bring them with you to the Room of Requirement and feed them and make them happy. And it's just like more content. So that was all, of course, good fun, and then I got on with some more of the story and got the trophy, That's a Keeper. And then I liked that it kind of had the seasonal changes, so now it was Halloween, which was kind of cool. And then, guys, there was so much that I did in between all of these trophies. Lockpicking, did some more puzzles, explored the world, pet some cat. You got to pet a cat at some point, so that was obviously going to be there. Slapped some keys about. Got it. Even went stargazing. And then I did what any sane student of Hogwarts would do next. I learned the spell Crucio so I could torture people.
looking suave.
But it's okay, to make things more wholesome again, we learned to ride a hippogriff straight after, so back on track to being a good Gryffindor. During all this, I managed to get the trophies, followed the butterflies. I mean, I'm sure you can guess what you have to do for that trophy. And the trophy Loom for improvement for upgrading my gear. Then I was aware there was a trophy to getting 100 times a combo. Whenever I know there's a trophy to do with a combo, it's always on my mind. It's like, okay, I need to get this trophy. Okay, so I just keep looking at the combo counter. So luckily I found this troll, and I did try a couple of times and failed a couple of times.
Oh.
And then eventually got the 100 combo trophy, raising expectations. I made my Room of Requirement look all moody and gothic and was crafting some potions, and then managed to get going through the potions for crafting each individual potion.
Hey, going through the potions.
I had mandrakes on my team, so I used them to deafen 10 people and got the trophy, The Root of the Problem.
Hell yeah.
Then I'll give you 3 seconds to guess what I did next. Explored Hogwarts again.
What does it mean?
Ran into the local thieves of Hogsmeade. Time skip, oh my god, it's winter time now, that's how long it's been. We've got the floating candles, we've got the Christmas trees. Hogwarts in the winter, it's kind of a vibe. But as snowy and as treacherous as it might be, we can't let that stop us from going for that platinum, so just continuing with more side stories, watching some unfortunate deer get gobbled up by some monsters. Wow. It's alright, we will avenge that deer because we're going to go into a camp and save a dragon. I don't know what it is about Harry Potter and wizards torturing dragons, but they seem to have a habit of it. So we got to stop that, shut it down. And for our brave efforts, we are awarded the trophy, the Defender of Dragons, for saving said dragon. I'm going to go with those wizards aren't too happy about that one. But I was there like, oh, we saved a dragon, we did a good deed, but then I just go into Hogwarts to, you know, do a normal class or whatever, and have to witness Miss Weasley literally abuse this owl. Like, I'm sure it's fun looking at an owl be turned into a book, but is the owl still, like, aware that it's alive and is now a book? I don't know about that one. But after all that, I came across one of my favourite missions in the entire game. No. And it was to do with these freaky ass mannequins. It was actually a really fun mission because we had to deal with that, then we had to do a boss fight which inverted everything so that everything was upside down. And we got the ultimate boss fight with this old, treacherous gremlin.
What on earth are they teaching you at that school?
After killing some old grannies, I just made sure to be a good student and mastered some more spells. And got the trophy the Spellmaster for finally learning every spell in the game. And alongside that came the trophy Challenge Accepted. That was for completing a collection, so that wasn't too hard to do. And just went back to enjoying the game more again. They just add so much into this game. There's so much to experience and explore. You can literally have beasts mate. Explored some more goblin mines, and the entire game I was making sure to freeze enemies with Petrificus Totalis. Shout out to Neville Longbottom.
I'll fight you, Petrificus Totalis.
And I was able to get the trophy The Ends Petrify the Means, which was for using Petrificus Totalis on 50 enemies in total. And then guys, come close. Not too close, but I came across the hardest boss in the entire game.
Precisely as planned.
Her name was Charlotte Morrison.
Precisely as planned.
And if you fought against Charlotte Morrison,
Precisely as planned.
and you've lived to tell the tale, then God help you.
Precisely as planned. Precisely as planned.
Oh, it's precisely as planned, is it? Alright, cool.
Precisely as planned.
Precisely as planned. Yes! Yes! Precisely as planned.
Nice technique.
Yes, Charlotte.
Didn't I say?
Yeah, right, 'cause- what? No, because the thing fell off. Oh my god. No!
Hardly. Precisely as planned. Precisely as planned.
Shut up! No.
Precisely as planned.
Precisely as planned. There's no way she won this. Oh no.
Set
Ow.
grace. Precisely as
Yeah,
planned.
precisely as planned. Give it 2 seconds. No. No! I can't do it. Okay, good start.
Precisely as planned.
Okay, good. Stop. Yes. Oh, that's poor. That's poor from Charlotte. Okay. She was letting everyone know that she was better at me, and fair enough, Charlotte. You're better at this game than me. That's completely fine.
Precisely as planned.
Yes, it wasn't though, was it, Charlotte? You can say it wasn't precisely as planned. That's fine. Come on. Yep, that's fine. But eventually, I was able to come out as champion.
Nice technique.
Well, you are good.
Yes.
Precisely as planned.
We were slowly working our way through all the challenges and the collections. Had a really great mission that was done in the form of the Deathly Hallows. And for completing that mission, we got the trophy, the Hallowed Hero. And at this point, I was like, oh, we're starting to wrap up the story a little bit, maybe. We can start to focus on just going after all the collectibles. But guys, no. The map on this game was so big that it had other ideas. I didn't even realise how big the map actually was. And for venturing into the new area, we got the trophy Coasting Along. More. It's okay, we have more stuff to do in this new area, so I went out of my way to save a phoenix and was awarded the trophy Rising from the Ashes. Bumped into this woman who I'm sure is extremely comfortable sitting like that. And while I was just on my travels, I was able to get the trophy the Intrepid, I'm going to go with. The Intrepid Explorer for exploring every Khan dungeon. And guys, look how beautiful this game is. It's so good. Go on with more of the story, watch this goblin get absolutely obliterated. And as I was in the new area, I thought, why not complete the flying challenges? So I finished those off and got the trophy Flight the Good Flight for completing all flying challenges. And this entire time I made sure to keep on top of the side missions, but not too long after that I was able to get 2 back-to-back story missions, the one who mastered memories and grappling with the Graphorn. So things in the story were starting to wrap up, and the epic 1v1 duels that Harry Potter loved to have. Was my new Avada Kedavra spell. No one stood a chance, I can tell you that for a fact. And just before going into the final mission of the game, I was able to wrap 2 of the side mission trophies up, the Avenging Gazelle and Beast Friends. I will say I was actually far more into the side missions of this story than I was the main story. Side missions aside for now, we were able to take on the final boss of the game, Ranrock Dragon. Okay, and this was just another generic boss fight. If you've done a boss fight in any game ever, you've done this boss fight. But you know what, Ranrock, if you want to turn into a dragon, go for it, because they get the trophy the Hero of Hogwarts for killing you anyway. So that was it, main story done. Step 1 is complete. Step 2 is to just wrap up any other side stories that I had. So I made sure to do that with the 3rd and final side storyline, which was Sebastian, and got the trophy as Sallow Grave.
I'm glad you came to Hogwarts.
Do you want to know one of my favourite bits in the Harry Potter films as well? It's when Dumbledore realised that Gryffindor were going to lose the House Cup. So he does some hacks and he's just like, you know what, Neville Longbottom, 100 points. Harry over there, 10,000 points. Hermione, you've read a book once or twice, 50 points to you. Ron, you're ginger, I guess, so you can have 50 points as well. And then inevitably, obviously, Gryffindor win the House Cup. Well, they do that again in this game. And Professor Weasley's all like, oh yeah, you murdered about 100 wizards with Avada Kedavra. 10,000 points to you.
100 points to their
That's
house.
1,000 points.
But again, that's okay because we got a gold trophy, which was the Seeker of Knowledge for getting the House Cup. So step 2 done. We've done all the side stuff. We've won the House Cup. Now it's on to the big part of the game, getting every single collectible. I thought I'd start easy and just wrap up the battle arenas, as there were only 2 of those in total, and I was able to get the trophy Rise to the Challengers. But guys, there was so much exploring I had to do in this game. I had to go around getting all the Floo Flames. I was making sure to slap any keys that I saw. I was finally able to figure out how to complete these math doors. Side note, it starts at 0, not 1. You can figure it out. Blasting my way through all the Merlin trials. Making sure to take out all the infamous foes easily. Cleaning up any magic spots that I came across. And after hours of doing this, I was like, you know what, I've not had a trophy in quite a few hours. I'm in the need of one, of course. So I went for the trophy Spilled Milk, which was for using Depulso. Was it Depulso or Flipendo? Or Bumblimbo. But the spell where something flips around and you have to use that on 10 cows. I felt kind of bad. More animal abuse in Hogwarts, that's great. We had landing platforms that we had to go out of our way to find. And then naturally, while doing this, I was able to get the trophy Finishing Touches. That was for using ancient magic on every different type of enemy. And got the trophy The Nature of the Beast for mating every single type of animal, I guess. And not too long after that, I had loads of feathers and horns and fur and warts and all that stuff, so I made sure to upgrade my gear. And got the trophy 3rd time's a charm for upgrading a piece of gear 3 times. And then all those collectibles we had to go and do. I was actually able to start wrapping some of them up, so I was able to get Floo around the world for collecting all Floo Flames. And then as a reward for being able to grow every different type of plant, I was able to get the trophy Put Down Roots. Bumped into some more floating shopkeepers.
Okay. Oh dear.
So while looking for collectibles, I broke into the headmaster's office, which gave me the trophy Room with a View. And we were getting closer and closer to that platinum, so straight back to getting more collectibles. While doing so, I was able to get the trophy The Good Samaritan, which was for finishing every single side mission in the game. I wrapped up getting all astronomy tables, and then after looking around for a while, I was able to find the final infamous foe. And as a reward for all the collections that I was getting, all the animals that I was saving, I was able to get the trophy A Forte for Achievement, which was for reaching the maximum level of level 40. And because we were level 40, we were able to spend the final talent point, which gave us the trophy Savvy Spender for spending all talent points in the game. And then I did, what do you think I did for more hours after that? More and more hours after that. And then more hours after that. It was collectibles, more collectibles.
On the page.
But guys, it was at this point that my heart kind of dropped a little bit. My heart maybe sunk to the floor. I was stuck at 74 out of 75 traits. And I was aware that there was a glitch in the game that was stopping people from getting 75 out of 75. And these traits are in bandit camps on the game, and I was going through all the bandit camps that I'd come across already. And guys, this missing bandit camp was nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen.
Damn.
So there might be a slight chance that I'm not able to even get the platinum to this game because of a missing bandit camp. But we'll worry about that later, won't we? We'll just stress about that another time. Focus on something else for now and skip to step 4 of the roadmap, which was by far the most boring part of this entire platinum journey. You had to get to a certain point in the game with every individual house, but the problem was that point in the game was like an hour and a half into the game, so you had to do the first hour and a half of the game 3 other times. But I got on with it and focused on Ravenclaw first and got the Wise Owl.
You belong in Ravenclaw!
Hufflepuff second and got the Aura's Apprentice, and then ended with the house that I wanted to be originally, which I regret not being, Slytherin, and got the Toast of the Town. Again, that was definitely the most boring part of the entire platinum. After all that was done, I went back to step 3 to get all the collectibles, and I was getting closer and closer on everything, but it's still in the back of my head was that missing trait. But again, put it to the side for now and just focus on everything else. Was able to come across the final Demiguise statue.
I think that's it.
And got the trophy Demiguise Dread for collecting every Demiguise statue.
Oh, yes.
Was able to come across the final Merlin trial in the game and got the trophy Merlin's Beard for doing all 95 of them.
Oh, no.
And then all that was left for the platinum was to get a few more Revelio pages, a couple of more collection cards, and then figure out where that final trait was. And had a bit of joy, a bit of pure happiness, because only about 10 minutes after getting the final Merlin trial, I flew past a bandit camp that wasn't on the map before. And bro, I was so happy because I knew in this bandit camp, that's where my final trait was. It wasn't a glitch. People are saying it's a glitch. Luckily, it didn't happen for me. I flew around the map so many times, every inch of it, and this camp never came up. And then it finally did, and I was able to get the final trait that I thought was glitched.
Jesus.
So all that was left was 2 collections. And I was able to find one of them. I was 1 collection off, 1 more collectible, and we have the platinum. But guys, again, my heart dropped because I zoomed out on the map, went into Hogwarts and Hogsmeade, and it said I had every collection box in the game. Stats were telling me otherwise, but the game was telling me, no, you have every collection in the game. So I did have to search online what that was about, and people were saying you have to make sure you have every butterfly in the game as well. Follow the butterflies, you have to do that, I think, 15 different times, and they lead you to a collection box. So I was like, I'm going to go through all the butterfly locations again. If none of them show up, then I don't know what to think, because again, this is another glitch that people are having where they're missing 1. I flew around back and forth, and then finally, as I was almost losing all hope, another 10 minutes of this and I would have been like, it's done. We've got to wait for a patch. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw a butterfly location. And this is when I knew. I was like, oh, this is it. This is it. The butterflies are going to lead me to the chest. I'm going to get it. It's going to be the final collectible. And the platinum's going to be mine. So I took this nice little stroll. It was a nice sunny day. And the butterflies were showing me the way. And there it was in all of its glory. The final chest.
Revelio.
So I took it in a little bit. Pressed square. And got the trophy collector's edition. And straight after that was the Platinum Trophy Triumph for getting every single trophy in Hogwarts Legacy. Breathe. So yeah, admittedly, I did think there were a few moments in this game where it could potentially be glitched. Luckily, that wasn't the case though, and we were able to get all the collectibles without too much trouble. A bit of stress, but not too much trouble. And that is Platinum 212. Thank you for watching the video, guys. Do leave a like if you enjoyed. The next Platinum I'm going to be going for is going to be Bloodborne, so make sure you subscribe if that video might interest you. This is, of course, the first video on the channel, so I do hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time, maybe, for Bloodborne. Until then, take care. Peace.